Surya Destri.
Ah, Fremine, you're back. I thought you might have been out diving.
I'm sorry, Madame d'Estrée. I must have kept you waiting. I can report, though, that the construction of Thelxie is going quite smoothly.
There's no rush. I'm your employer, not your supervisor. And these two are...
Keine Sorge, wir sind nur Industriespione.
Oh, they're two of my trustworthy companions. They're here to help me work on Thelxie.
Yes, I see. I suppose it's only natural for someone responsible like you to have some reliable friends.
It's really nice to meet you, Madame d'Estrée. Are you Fremine's employer? Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
Greetings, my new friends. Just call me Zuria. You are both so adorable. The sight of you reminds me of little fairies under a cottage roof.
Okay.
Oh, do you really think so?
Sehe ich auch wie eine Elfe aus?
Of course. If my child had friends like you, then perhaps he wouldn't have become so obsessed with the tales of water imps. And I wouldn't have had to trouble Fremine here with this commission.
Obsessed with the tales of water imps?
How?
Ah, so you don't know anything about my request yet? I would have thought Fremine had explained it to you already.
Well, Fremine told us that it was a private matter, so he didn't want to just share it willy-nilly.
I see. So Monsieur Fremine is even more discreet than I had thought. As you are assisting him with the project, I believe it'll be beneficial for you to learn more about its vision and history. But it would be quite impolite of me to simply pile all of my troubles on you without your permission. So, would you like to listen to my story?
Alter, du bist wahrscheinlich die 2000. Person, die uns ihr Leid klagt. Also ich glaube, das ist kein Problem mehr an der Stelle.
Sure, you can tell us anything. You've already said nice things about us, so we'll try our best to help you get through your troubles.
Ah, what a lovely little fairy. Then let me think of a way to put my situation into words. I'm sure you're already familiar with the tale of the water imps, right?
Ja, ja, richtig schlimm.
Simply put, parents came up with a story, painting water imps as scary abductors in an effort to convince their children to stay away from the water.
Infatuated? With a water imp? What a brave soul.
Yes, he told me that he thought the water imp might have just been misunderstood. In his mind, instead of singing to abduct children, the water imp actually sang out of a longing for companionship. As a result, he often goes near the water in secret.
Huh. So he wanted to become friends with the water imp so it wouldn't be lonely any longer?
Thank you, little Paimon. He indeed has always stood out from the crowd. He was actually diagnosed with loneliness syndrome when he was only 8 years old.
Was? Vereinsamung kann man diagnostizieren?
It's a type of mental disorder. Those affected by it often feel extremely lonely and lose interest in many mundane activities.
Oh no. Is it a very serious disorder?
If you were to become afflicted with the disorder, Paimon, you would only be able to say less than a fraction of the words you're saying to the Traveler now.
No! Paimon won't accept that! We would have to find a doctor to help cure Paimon. Paimon has a 2,000-word quota for daily conversations with the Traveler, and she won't settle for a single word less!
The family doctor has already begun to treat my son, but since the disorder is rare, there aren't many good regimens for treatment. He's also developed some new symptoms lately, such as uncontrollable delusions.
Ich weiß nicht, das kommt mir irgendwie komisch vor.
Uncontrollable delusions. To put it simply, he can no longer differentiate between fantasy and reality, and spends all his time in his fantasy world.
Then what is he seeing in his fantasy world?
It's a dream that he often mentioned to me when he was younger. I've compiled what I could understand of his recent rambling. It goes a bit like this.
Es war einmal ein groß und prächtiges Reich, der Wasserunholde, 500 Fuß unter Wasser in der Salacia-Ebene. Dort wohnten zahllose liebliche Wasserunholde in Häusern aus bunten Muscheln und Korallen, kümmern sich tagsüber um die Meereslebewesen und sangen nachts zwischen den goldenen Wasserpflanzen. So lebten sie glücklich und zufrieden, bis der Tag der Reisenden Regenbogens kam, der ein wichtiges Fest für die Ankunft des neuen Königs war. Bevor dieser Tag kam, wählten die Wasserunholde eine ihrer wertvollsten Muscheln aus, banden sie mit goldenen Zweigen und Blättern zusammen und überreichten sie ihrem geliebten Prinzen der Wasserunholde. Am Festtag betrat der Prinz eine aus dieser Muscheln gebauten Regenbogenbrücke, nahm die Krönung zum König unter großem Jubel entgegen und beschenkte schließlich alle Wasserunholde mit dem Segen des neuen Königs. Und der Name des Prinzen ist der uns schon bekannte Telxi. Okay.
Amazing! Your son came up with all of this? He really crafted a lovely fairy tale world for Thelxie. It's like a beautiful dream.
Ist gut oder schlecht, wenn ein Reisender mit Palm und jeden dazu texten muss. Es ist eher keine andere Wahl haben. Vor allem, sie hat ja unsere ganzen Sachen, sie ist unser Inventar.
But perhaps no beautiful dream can ever last long.
Der Tag des Reisenden Regenbogens kam wie geplant, aber mit ihm kamen auch zahllose Monster. Sie waren bösartig, brutal und gefürchtet und die dem Gesang zugetanen Wasserunholde konnten ihnen nicht widerstehen. Reich wurde erobert, der König getötet, die Wasserunholde alle gefangen genommen und die wunderschöne Regenbogenbrücke wurde an diesem Tag zerstört. Der Prinz entkam endlich unter dem Schutz eines geheimnisvollen maskierten Mannes, aber da hatte er schon alles verloren und konnte die Tage nur noch mit klagendem Gesang verbringen. Diese Gesänge können nun von den Kindern vernommen werden, die genauso einsam sind.
How could the story end like this? Is that kind of fantasizing what caused your son to develop his loneliness syndrome?
Well, it'd be more accurate to say that it was the syndrome that caused such terrible delusions to manifest. But in any case, the biggest problem is the patient eventually loses themselves to the fantasy world of their own creation.
Was meinst du?
My poor child can no longer differentiate between imagination and reality. He's begun to see himself as Thelxie.
Okay.
Perhaps in his mind, the loneliness he felt became the same as that of a prince who lost everything he ever loved or stood for.
Vielleicht ein bisschen weniger Magic Mushrooms oder so?
What? So that's what you meant by uncontrollable delusions. Then we have to help him snap out of it.
Alas, most of the time he acts as if he can no longer sense or interact with the real world at all. I've had several discussions with the doctor, and we think it is best to try to guide his fantasy.
Fantasien kanalisieren?
He once wanted to make a picture book of his imaginary world, but since the disorder progressed too quickly, he never quite got past the first page of the book. If we could use this book as a breakthrough for his condition...
Ah, so Zuria's son also saw Thelxie as a penguin. Oh, he looks so sad.
What we should do now is help him complete this picture book. However, we'll lead the story to a different ending. One where the water imp prince is eventually able to restore his kingdom with the help of his friends. We'll need to chase away his loneliness and sorrow, and let him perceive a world full of hope again. That's what I mean by guiding his fantasy.
But if we just need to finish the picture book, why does Fremine need to make a Thelxie as well?
Because we need to treat the book's story seriously, as if it's a history of things that have really happened. We'll need to go on a journey like Thelxie, and help him regain his crown and country.
Okay.
But my child can no longer go on a journey of his own. This is why I commissioned Fremine here to craft a Thelxie, and then I'll paint the journey with this Thelxie into the picture book.
Ja, oder wir zeichnen es einfach nur und sparen uns den Rest.
Ah, like a stand-in for your son! Paimon's starting to get it now. Oh, you really put a lot of thought into this, Zuria. Paimon still has one question, though. Where will we be able to find a water imp kingdom?
There are some ruins on the seabed of the Salacia Plains. I've already asked Fremine to research them for me. We'll be able to use one of the ruins as the kingdom.
Oh, so we'll just need to act out a performance of, a brave journey through the kingdom of water imps. As long as we chase away the monsters in the ruins, it'll count as chasing away the monsters in the Water Kingdom, right?
Sadly, no. We won't just be putting on a performance. It's just as Zuria said. We need to take this seriously. And the only way we can take this seriously is if we choose to believe everything that's happening is real.
So we'll be playing it straight? Or, making it a fully immersive experience? Oh, neither of those really sound right. Well, either way, we'll still be able to help, right?
Überhaupt kein Problem.
It's all right. There's no need to get that serious. It's not a big deal. I believe in my son. We can just see this as him wanting to stay asleep for a bit longer because he's so enamored with his dream.
Zuria.
Keep your spirits up, everyone. If we were to look troubled, my son is sure to become anxious as well. I should be heading back right about now to check on my son. We temporarily moved to a place on the hill over there, so my son will have a better spot to convalesce. It's not far from the water, and there's also a great view. Feel free to come find me if anything urgent comes up.
Ja, wir sind auch genau zwischen dem Banditenlager.
Understood.
Gute, sichere Stelle.
There's also one last thing. Since these two friends were able to help me out, I've made some more progress on Thelxie. I estimate that he should be ready sometime tomorrow.
That's great news. I must thank you all. With that in mind, how about we meet here in 2 days' time to head to the Kingdom of Water Imps?
In Ordnung.
All right, everyone. Let's meet again in another 2 days.
See you later, alligator.
Zuria sure is a brave and optimistic lady. Fremine, do you think her plan will work out?
Let's discuss that over by the tent. There were a few things that I didn't bring up because the Madame was here.
Lass mich raten, das Kind ist eigentlich tot und nur sie hat das Fantasiewelt und denkt, sie hat ein Kind. Dauert länger als erwartet, wenn es so weitergeht. Hä? Was habe ich jetzt wieder gelesen? Das ist ein scheiß Buch, Alter. Lass das Buch in Ruhe, ich will mit ihm reden. Also nicht freiwillig, aber...
What is it, Fremine? What did you want to say?
If you don't mind me asking, I would like the two of you to mentally prepare yourselves.
Psychologisch vorbereiten?
This is the first time that you've met anyone with the syndrome, right? I know you two are both really strong and will do everything you can to help the child. But with the syndrome being the way it is, if things don't quite turn out as we wish, I hope you'll be able to accept the outcome and not put too much blame on yourselves.
Fremine, why do you bring this up all of a sudden? Didn't we just promise Zuria that we'll be optimistic about everything working out?
It's not that I'm not optimistic. It's just...
Kennst du diese Art von Patienten gut?
So that's why you looked like you knew exactly what she was talking about. Wait, Fremine, don't tell Paimon that you also...
No. Please don't misunderstand. I've never had it. I've just seen many cases of it at the House of the Hearth, back when we lived under the previous director. They say there are many factors surrounding the development of this illness. I've heard everything from hereditary factors and one's state of mind, to environmental factors, and even ley line disorder effects. Some even say it could be caused by contamination from god remains. And from the cases I've seen, there weren't many positive outcomes. In the worst cases, the patient could even pass away.
Uff.
What? It could get that serious? And here Paimon thought they'd just stop talking as much.
Yeah, that's just the nature of it. So if you'll find it difficult to cope with the worst case scenario, I would prefer that you back out right now. I don't want you to help only to feel like you failed.
Keine Sorge, ich habe schon viel durchgemacht.
Yeah, that's right. Paimon's seen all of those things things too. No matter how hard it might get, we won't be scared.
Really? Then in that case, let's see this real-life fantasy adventure together to the end.
Yeah! But Paimon has a question. If this illness can really be as bad as you've described, then do you really think Zuria's method will be able to help? After all, we'll just be using a toy as Thelxie and some ruins as the Kingdom of Water Imps. The whole adventure will only be turned into a picture book for her son to read.
Well, I think it should be able to do something. To harbor a fantasy means that the child wants to save himself somehow. The only reason he's allowed his dream kingdom to fall is because he's lost control of his heart. But if we can help him regain control and escape from the darkness, we'll be able to change his world. Like helping someone who's lost their voice be able to speak again.
Oh, Paimon sees what you're saying now. Huh. How do you understand all of this so well, Fremine?
Well, maybe because I've also had many of my own dreams in the past. I even had my own fairy tale world, much like that boy's. I was able to draw a lot of support from it. So I believe in the power of fantasy worlds.
Meinst du das Pinguin-Dorf, das du vorhin erwähnt hast?
So you remembered.
Alter, das ist... Ja gut, das ist schon ein wenig länger her, aber trotzdem.
What Penguin Town? Why doesn't Paimon remember? Is that also a fairy tale world? Don't leave Paimon in the dark!
Fremine einen Taucherhelm hervor und setzt ihn auf. Hä?
Hey, why did you put that on?
It's just one of my personal quirks. Please pay it no mind. Anyway, Penguin Town is a peaceful place with lots of penguin residents. They're all really good at making clockwork toys. And Pear is the town's triumphant hero, as well as the one who quietly protects the whole place.
Pear? But didn't you make Pear yourself?
Well, I often think that Pear only came to me because he realized how much I needed him. So it's not so much that I made Pear, as Pear chose me as his friend.
Fremine, are you sure you're not losing control of your fantasies as well?
No, I don't think so. I can still differentiate between fantasy and reality. I just believe that the fairy tale world of my dreams must also exist somewhere. It might just be hidden, which is why it's difficult to see. Or it will only reveal itself at very specific times.
Specific times? Like when you put on your diving helmet?
Yeah, that's the general idea of it.
Really? Paimon just said that because you put on your helmet.
Have you ever observed the surface world from underwater? It's as if you're viewing a whole different world from the outside. It's a very surreal feeling. Both alienating, but also as if you're being protected by something. I have a similar feeling when I put on my diving helmet. In those moments, it's possible to see some truly wondrous things, as if a fairy tale has become reality. It's almost like a sort of miracle.
Really? Like a miracle?
Ich würde gern mal deinen Taucherhelm aufsetzen.
Well, if that's in order.
Nur ein Scherz.
Hey, don't you still need time to work on Thelxie's weapon? We don't want to keep you from finishing your commission.
Right. I still have to collect some tools I'll need to craft the weapon. I've got to finish everything before tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me, Paimon. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities for you to try my helmet. Thanks for all of your help. I'll be off for now. Let's meet up here again in 2 days.
Ein überraschend ernstes Thema für ein Event. Ja, irgendwie schon. Alter, das ist ja voll cool. Also, sorry. Man kann sagen über Mio bzw. über Hoyoverse oder den ganzen Scheiß, was man will. Aber dieses ganze Zeug mit Zeichnen und daraus dann eine Sequenz machen und so, haben sie einfach Hammer drauf. Bremland und Hauptplatine. Hallo? Achso, das sind mehrere. Hä, ich bin doch da. Können wir die jetzt alle machen? So, auch nicht verbindliche Schaltkreise stoßen, wenn das Signal in eine entsprechende Farbe durchläuft. Okay. So. Ah ja, mit Schalter halt. Eine extra Herausforderung. Höchstens 2 verschiedene Schaltkreise existieren. Quellen und Empfänger desselben Schaltkreises haben dabei die gleiche Farbe. Okay. Okay, hätte ich auch anders machen können. Nächste. Problem an verstrichen ist, kann das Handbuch zur Fehlersuche zu Rate gezogen werden. Hinweise auf empfohlene Schaltungen zu erhalten. Also er muss zum Grünen. So einfach? Okay. So schon eine bestimmte Farbe passiert, ändert sich die Richtung des verzweigenden Schaltkreises. Wiederholt aktiviert werden. Ja, okay, die haben dann dieselben Dinge. Okay. Schaltkreise um... Okay, wenn wir ihn daherlaufen lassen, kann er da weitergehen. Nee. Ja, bloß ein wenig länger halt den Weg machen. Also er läuft da lang, aktiviert es, dann kann er da runter. Ah, scheiße. 1 zu wenig. Genau. Hi, Navia. Der geht dahin, dann wird das aktiviert. Hä? Ah, scheiße. Wie lange geht der Livestream noch, bis ich keine Lust mehr habe? Ja, so war eins zu wenig. Hä, ich bin noch nicht fertig, oder? Oh, das war schon alles? Oh. Gerade jetzt, wo es spannend wurde. Was soll denn das jetzt? Das ist ja voll die Sauerei jetzt. Ich denke mal, oh, wer weiß, wie lange das noch geht, da bin ich schon fertig. Das war ja voll der Betrug. Was habe ich verpasst? Alles. Nee, wir haben halt Lillys Quest zu Ende gemacht und... Und sind jetzt beim Event. Nee, die habe ich noch nie gemacht. Wenn mich auch als okay. Alter, wie lange halten denn die Dinge? Ah, jetzt. Ist das ein neuer Angriff scheinbar? Ah ja, stimmt, das ist das Entziehen. Ist das plus 3 sind, wundert mich. Da oben. Nein, nicht innen drin. Aus der Bahn, ihr Luschen. Oh, auch fertig. Promi gerade. Oh, nee, bloß nicht, ey. Wer es mag, gerne, aber für mich ist Brick Brother Schmutz einfach. Meine Schwester hat sowas immer gern geschaut, wobei ich nicht mal weiß, ob die es heute noch gern schaut. Vor allem die Leute da drin sind so schlimm einfach teilweise. Oh ja. Fertig jetzt, oder? Ja, warte 2 Tage. Boah. Hopp, schieß mich an. So, warte 2 Tage, aber eins würde ich gern vorher schauen. Die hat auch gesagt, die hat ihr Häuschen da oben. Alter, der Weg ist weiter, als ich gedacht habe. Überall Schatzräuber und sonstiges Gesocks. Was ist das? Ach ja, doch, das habe ich schon mal gesehen.
Who are you? I have a patient here who needs quiet bed rest. Please leave us be unless you have anything urgent to report.
Warum ist der Arzt um die Uhrzeit noch da? Hä? Ah. Oh, die ist direkt bei dem Baum. Aber wisst ihr was? Nachdem die Quest ja, nachdem ich jetzt gesehen habe, noch bis nächstes Wochenende geht. Was ist das? Traumhafte Begegnung? Ah ja. Ah, das ist dann, wenn ihr ein Fremine bekommt. Oder? Ja. Episches Fantasieabenteuer. Ah, das ist dann für später, oder was? Machen wir das dann das nächste Mal weiter.